Hello everyone, this is Vortex259. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy II, The Soul of Rebirth. Today we are going to explore the upper floors of the Unknown Palace. In our last episode we made our way to the end of the 7th floor here. So let's go ahead and step on the platform and head on up to the 8th floor. Only 3 more floors left to go. 2 more entries to find in the bestiary. And only 2 more treasure chests to get. In fact, both of those treasure chests can be found here on the 8th floor, one of which is in the southwestern corner. 3 Dark Souls in that battle. Dark Magicians and Kate Sis also appear on this floor if you're still looking for them. Alright, this treasure chest is going to contain an Aegis Shield. But you know, I'm having so much fun with Scott's Wild Rose and his cat claws, I think I'm going to keep those equipped on him and just put the Aegis Shield in the bag. Okay, 1 more treasure chest to get on this floor. It's going to be the final treasure chest in the Soul of Rebirth. So let's just slip through this hidden wall here, go up this set of stairs, and start heading to the east. Alright, here it is, the final treasure chest of the Soul of Rebirth. Hope it's something good. Well, actually it is. It's a Genji armor, which I guess I'll go ahead and equip on Minwu. That will take his defense up to 103. Wow, that's some great equipment there. Much better than what he started with when he first arrived here. Alright, that's all we can do on this floor, so let's make our way to the teleporter. Through this hidden wall. Well, by this point in the Soul of Rebirth, the enemies here should be giving you very little, if any, trouble. Well, with the exception of the bigger enemies, of course, like the Black Dragon, but most of the smaller enemies here, such as the Little Murderers, the Dark Magicians, Dark Souls, Bloodbones, etc., I'm able to take out in 1 hit, which is definitely a big change from when we first arrived here on the first floor of the Unknown Palace. Alright, we are transporting ourselves to the 9th floor of the Unknown Palace. 1 more monster we want to find on this floor to add to our bestiary. And that should do it for the regular random encounters. Okay, before we teleport on up to the 10th and final floor of the Unknown Palace, I'm going to cruise around here on the 9th floor for just a little bit and see if I can find that last monster I need for the bestiary. Once I find it, I'll demonstrate the battle for you. Alright, here we go. I saved the best monster for last for you. This is the Chaos Rider, which I'm kind of surprised I haven't run into until now. But that's probably a good thing because the Chaos Riders are potentially the most deadly enemies you can run into here in the Unknown Palace. Chaos Riders have 1800 HP and they have a very strong physical attack that can also drain HP back for themselves. In addition to that, they can cast some very annoying high-level magic spells such as Gaze 9, Confuse 16, Osmos 10, and Warp 9, and that's just to name a few. There's some others on the list. So probably a good idea to try to take these down as quickly as possible with weapons. They have lots of resistance, so I'm just going to use weapons on them. You know, if you ran into these, say, on the 2nd or the 3rd floor of the Unknown Palace, back when you were probably much lower in level, these things could have easily wiped out your party, especially if they appeared alongside with a gold golem. But here on the 9th floor, I'm much stronger, and they're not going to give me near as much trouble. So it looks like I'm going to take them down in 1 round. That's the Chaos Rider for you. The entry for the Chaos Rider can be found at number 157 in your bestiary. It's rank 6 and drops several treasures, including a rune axe. And yes, it does have several resistances, so weapons are what you definitely want to use while fighting the Chaos Rider. Alright, check it out. We are now 99% complete on our bestiary. That only leaves 1 entry left. Entry number 162. What in the world could that be? Is that what's actually waiting for us on the top floor? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's step on the platform here. And we will be transported to the 10th and final floor of the Unknown Palace. Now, before we go to the top of this room, I'm going to take just a moment here and use 4 elixirs, 1 on each of my characters, and restore them to full health. Alright, let's head to the north and to the top of the room. Is it the Emperor waiting for us up here? Well, it doesn't look like the Emperor. The Emperor is dark and evil and scary looking. This is almost angel-like. Well, let's just talk to this figure here. The Emperor, it is the Emperor. Welcome, holy warriors. Minwu says, the Emperor. But not the Emperor you have come to know. Ricard says, he's somehow different from the creature I fought. You must permit me to apologize for his indiscretions. Therian and his companions did indeed defeat me. I died once at their hands. What? Then came the rift, the split between the light half and the dark. A light half? Yes, my dark half plummeted to hell, where he gained his fell power. There he became master of Pandemonium. Then this isn't Pandemonium? Though they look alike, you now stand in a Rebirth, Palace of the Heavens. The passage you thought was Jade is in fact Rakia, realm of fallen angels. Angels who have sinned are twisted into beasts and cast out into its depths. I found myself here and became Lord of a Rebirth. As for you, Minwu, who forfeited your life to lift the seal of Ultima, Scott, who fell defending the remote Kashuan Keep, Josef, crushed by a falling boulder in Borgen's trap, and Ricard, the last dragoon who sacrificed himself to my dark half, you who lost your lives fighting the Empire, it was I who brought you here. Why? To beg your forgiveness, of course. The good must pay penance for the deeds of the wicked, and I mean to. You want us to forgive you? Is that all? You've got some nerve. You mock us. I expected you'd say as much. Reluctance to forgive has long been a human failing. It is in man's nature to sin, yet you answer sin with violence upon violence. Is that not itself a sin? Forgive me, and you shall have life eternal. You can live in this paradise for all time. Forgive you? Eternal life, huh? In paradise, no less. Again, I offer my apologies for the discourtesies committed by my dark half. Now you must forgive me. So this pious version of the Emperor is now demanding forgiveness from Minwu, Scott, Josef, and Ricard for killing them. And we've got some figures appearing behind this light version of the Emperor. It's Ricard's wife, Alina. We also have Nellie, Joseph's daughter. Hey look, it's Gordon, who says, do not be fooled. And we also have Princess Hilda, who says, look, they still continue the struggle. And she's referring to Therian, Maria, Guy, and Leon, who are fighting the dark version of the Emperor. And they seem to be having a tougher time than I remember them having. Oh, come on, Leon, you can do better than that. There's the Emperor Starfall 10 attack. Looks painful, but it's a pretty cool animation. And there's level 16 Ultima in action. Let's see how much damage that actually does at level 16. We're Therian to level it up that high. Only 1383. Why in the world was that spell sealed anyway? Kane, who's Ricard's son, says, I'm going to be a dragoon. Nellie says, don't worry about me. Gordon says, you are the pride of Kashuan, my brother. And Hilda says, I will never give up. You can do no less. And they all disappear one by one. Why do you hesitate? Do you not desire eternal life? I'm already dead. I didn't come this far to dishonor myself now. My hopes live on in those who remain. Minwu says, we chose to die, but we died so that others might live. Foolish men, if you will not have eternal life, I will give you eternal suffering.